Look at that, I thought the audio was on. But actually, they muted the Spotify. Things moved around on the, Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We're just getting things obviously set up, as you can see. Going back into the decals. Got the warm water here. We go into painting. We'll be getting some regular water here for rinsing off. The 10X stuff is right here. But yeah, let's see if I can try and get a focus on this. In order to focus on that, I need to focus on the camera. Alright, yeah, we got some of the decals on there. Got on the side here and a little bit on the front. So, it was looking pretty good. They ended up obviously drying out pretty well. They don't move anymore if they want to. I think I've got them pretty well placed. So we're going to just keep going to the top of the ship here. And as far as the ship goes, everything seems to be holding together where we glued everything in, so that shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, we left off here. We're just kind of going down one side to the other on the ship decals. So alright, so that was N3 and there's N4. Looks like N4 probably fits right along here, yeah. That big spot right there probably lines up with this little hole here. So let's go ahead and get that cut out now. Well, we can go ahead and give you a little bit of Bob Ross then. We like to keep things quiet here on the art stream anyway. Very rarely do we have guests that come in. It's mostly just all us friends here and the music and whatever piece of art we happen to be working on. And art can really be anything. As you just saw, there's always the art of writing. We do quite a bit of drawing here on this art stream. As parallax is proven, there's also art in miniatures, painting them up. So there's art and modeling, which is basically miniature work as well. Miniature replicas of whatever it is you're working on. Hopefully you're not getting a double bleed over from the music from Spotify over my microphone. And if you are, let me know. I can... Ooh, okay, you know what? We're not cutting anymore. We're just going to go ahead and put this in our water here. I think I accidentally cut into the decal. It does recommend that we wet the surface it goes onto, but I had a little bit of an issue with that last time we were on, so we're not going to do that. It became too slippy. There we go. I need to readjust myself here to make sure I can see. Again, I don't have an amazing lighting situation going on, so let's kind of blow on that a little bit. Try and, you know what? Maybe I'll get a napkin. I do have a napkin behind me. gotta maneuver so I don't hit everything else behind me. There we go. We'll just dab that a little bit, dab that dry. I think we got everything lined up pretty good. This is a nice sizable decal too, so I can kind of move around my hand there. There we go. Give that a couple of minutes to dry here. Collect that goo just sitting there at the bottom of the screen. I mean, I know Bob Ross had the opening theme song to The Joy of Painting, but I don't think there was much music accompanying him during his with his show. It was mostly just him and the sounds of the brush and the canvas. Okay, so that was 4. Okay, here's 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna guess. Could jump over to 34, 10, and 9 and get the other side of the saucer. Might not be a bad idea. That's right, 35. That's right, 35 and 34. Oops, bumped you guys there a little bit. Okay, that's what it is. 35 and 34, they go along this very edge here. That's what those are. That's what those are. Oop. Move the decal a little bit. Hello there, Trilla. But anyway, so yeah, let's see. Let's look here. So that was it. 3 and 4. All right, 5. This one right here, and it looks like that 5 goes there, and 6 goes here. So a little gap here in 8 and 5. That goes over where these little dots are at. So we've got that. Okay. So we're just kind of waiting on the decal to dry. Just blow it a little bit. Try and tap some bubbles out if there were any. Nope, no bubbles, but it's still moving on me a little bit. Oh, there's still a little bit of a gap back here in the impulse engine. We could try to sneak a little bit of glue in there and then just hold that down for a spell. Hopefully, I think we could hope that that would keep it in place. That's all right. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Wow, okay, where did 31, 32 go? Because those are pretty small ones right here. Okay, 31, 32 are on the underside here. Looks like that's where they go on the pylons there. I'd rather do one side at a time than flip-flop like a pancake, though. But could get the big ones done with too. Just kind of get that whole section cut away. Let's go ahead and move the Enterprise up there. Well, just section some of these out a little bit better. Yeah, I got a little bit of a blade out. Don't need a whole lot. Probably would be more ideal if I had more of like a little X-Acto knife, like a pen knife to use. Let me see if I can see any reflections here. Yeah. See if I can't come a little bit closer. And actually, I mean, I knew this, but over the weekend, just kind of spending time at my grandpa's place, Dad found a whole bunch of his old models that he had. I guess that's something he really liked doing, was building models. Like he said, he'd go to a Kmart on like a Saturday afternoon, some of the money he had, or maybe even Saturday morning, but still, go to Kmart, buy a model, and by Sunday afternoon, it'd be all painted and put together and done. I kind of knew he liked doing that because I remember him buying a big old model of a battleship years ago. I don't think it was in North Carolina, but it wouldn't surprise me because we did visit North Carolina at least once as kids. But I also remember he had just like a whole little carousel of model paints. Yeah, mostly car models and things like that. What he has and did. I'm just trying to be careful to follow the score lines I've already made. Not make any new ones, just slowly increase that cut. So these more or less just kind of pop out. Your decal applications. Slide decal partly off the backing, yeah. Oh yeah, thoroughly blot out excess water, air bubbles with a soft lint-free cloth. Oh, neat. I mean, I've got other models too that I've done. I've got some Gundam models. I've also got some Zoid model toy kits that I've built. And like the Star Trek ones here, you know, they're very much pig and slop models where, you know, glue could be optional, I guess. Come on. And I get fussy. There you go. There we go. Oh yeah. Ooh, that was close. A little close there. We got it? Alright. Again, this one is going to sit just on the outside like that. Oh, ours already got a little chilled. And that water really wasn't all that super hot to begin with, so. Play work with me here. Of course, this one's probably gonna cure super fast. Because we made just the slightest little mistake. It's going to want to wrestle with us. I think. That here. Push it around. Ooh. Come on. There we go. We'll bully it with our fingers in a little bit. These weren't necessarily doing the job here. There we go. I think we got that to play nice. Oh, water break. Gundam models, very yep, SD, HD, standard grade, master grade, high grade. Yep. Got a water break. Give me a hot minute here. I forgot to get me something to drink. I'm gonna go and do that. While we let that sit and dry. Grab me a drink here, so I'll be back in just a quick minute. Oh, what to drink, what to drink. ourselves an Arizona watermelon iced tea. Go ahead and crack that open. Watermelon-y. Set that aside here. Oop. Move that out of place. Shoot. Okay. Yeah. You have brushes. You can apply water directly to the ship of the decal. Make it pliable again. Because I was foolish and touched it. There. Now, I don't necessarily have a cloth. It's a handguard. I do have a glasses cloth I can grab real quick. Oh god, there it is. That should be good enough. A nice glasses cloth here. Now it's not really microfiber, it's not really cloth. There's a bubble in that one. Oh, and we screwed this one. I screwed this one up big time. This is just fighting with me now. I'm gonna readjust myself here. So I can look into the light. Stop moving the whole damn thing. Holy crap. Fucking stop. Oh, great, and that one just came off on my finger. Decal wasn't set at all. Tricked me into making it think it was. That. Okay. There, those look set there. Just gotta dab that. Now I'm pulling this away, but so I get a better look at it. Go around the camera, try and get to my light. It does look like a pizza cart, doesn't it, Paul? Okay. damn, we just had that set in place. These decals do not feel like they are as high quality as they were on the Ecto one, because those ones seem to feel like they settled almost immediately as I put it on the model. But that might also be the difference between plastic and metal too. The Ecto 1 decals went on to metal on die cast. This one's trying to adhere to plastic. And it is pissing me off now all of a sudden. Okay. Put this up a little bit more. There. That one I think I got back into place mostly. Okay, that one's finally starting to stick. This one I got back into place. Some coercion. Try to cut it off. Blow on it, you know what, let's just set it aside. We'll work on the next bit of the, what kind of plastic? Yeah, I'm sure there are quite a few factors in on that. And also that, like, I really didn't paint the surfaces either, so there's a chance that might also be playing into it, since again, it's going onto plastic. Go ahead and get this next big one cut out. And the sound of children outside. Did not punch through the paper at all. blade could also probably get pretty dull too, because I mean, it's probably a light cardboard I'm cutting through. And that really dulls out a blade. Quickly, it's cardboard. Yeah, that's really close to the decal there. Again. Let's go ahead and just tug that out like that. Bend and try and convince this thing to break off a little bit. Ooh, I made a tear line at least. Let's not risk that decal anymore. Let's see, it wasn't. Yeah, ThinkGeek had, and it was the original Constitution class. Yeah, ThinkGeek had a lot of interesting things on it. Matter of fact, speakers I use on my computer are from ThinkGeek. They're the old USB speakers. And I mean, they've been working pretty well for like 20 years or so. So I'm not going to talk too bad about them. I mean, and they're starting to get the age where you fiddle with the wire a little bit too much and, you know, audio drops out of one speaker, but you just kind of tap it back and just kind of tap and play with them a little bit, the sound comes back. So, you know, it's stable-ish. Okay, let's get this decal. You know what? Funsies. Let's wet this surface area that's going on too. Because of all the fun we had with last decal. I can only imagine this one. Off a little bit. Come on. Paint. Just hold you in place like that, I guess. far off from where you should be. There you go. That's about where you should sit. Just pat, 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 pat with the napkin. Try not to disturb you too much. Take a little bit of a look. Butterscotch. No hamburgers. It's okay. The decaling didn't move. Go. Microphone down. Yeah, another. Decaling didn't move. Just trying to pat that down a little bit. We are. Garbage clip a little bit. You're not coming along all that bad. Not all that bad. 2.1 speaker from, went wrong. Blaring sound constantly until I ripped the cables out. Okay. Oh yeah, they're wireless speakers until you have to plug them in to charge them. Got 5, 6, and 7. Like I said, those bumped you guys a little bit. That's what time we got. That's what. Come on. That's. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Then, if I'm not mistaken, is how that goes. But a little more than halfway through the stream, so let's go ahead and take a commercial break.
Announcing the Fox Kids TV Takeover. It all starts at McDonald's, where you snag a ballot and vote for your favorite Fox Kids show. Then on Thanksgiving weekend, one lucky voter will star on Fox as host of 2 hours of fun-filled shows you selected. Plus, win a family trip for 4 to Universal Studios Hollywood. Entries must be received by November 18th for your chance to be a star.
Where are the corn pops? Great, I'm dying for pops and he just sits there. Stay calm, I'll find him. Oh, like sweet popcorn, you always want more. And the alien child's not talking. Oh, what an angel.
Kellogg's Corn Pops is part of this complete breakfast.
I gotta have my pops.
Now free on Kellogg's Corn Pops, a sample of Mattel's new game, Scrutinize. Find all you can in a minute.
Piece of cake. Found it right there.
It's the incredible Crash Dummies!
I feel like a wreck. Tree!
When dummies get behind the wheel, it's their job to crash.
I'd like to see you do that again.
Whatever you say, kid. Crash!
With a crash car, they meet everything head on.
I just love going to pieces. Don't you be a dummy. Buckle your safety belt and leave the crashing to us.
The incredible Crash Dummies. Each car comes with special dummy.
When you get up in the morning and you want some tasty fun.
Go for Sugar Bear and Golden Crisp, the golden tasting one. With a touch of golden honey for a taste of solid gold. Crispy crunch we got a munch makes a golden taste explode.
Can't get enough of that golden taste. Can't get enough Golden Crisp.
So to make your morning golden, get the flavor going fast. It's Golden Crisp cereal, the golden tasting blast.
Can't get enough of that golden taste. Can't get
It's the golden tasting part of this complete breakfast.
There we go. And we're back. The music starting back up? No, the music's not starting back up. Now it is. Here we go. Alright. Well, I guess all we can do is on with the next. Oh, hey, look at that. Okay, just there we go. Thank you, stream, for streaming for me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay. I do find it odd that okay, I'm looking at this. It really seems like maybe 8 should be on the left and 5 should be on the right. Because I can see how 6 and 7 are supposed to fit in right here. Oh wait. 5 and 8 are upside down, so they would sit like this is how it goes. Okay, that makes a little more sense now. These cross lines here go up here on the model. Okay, so they're just upside down. Did it go silent for anybody else? I mean, I'm showing all audio levels good. I've got the mic on, I've got Spotify on. Did you mute? Tried the graviton particles beam off the main deflector dish. That might be a little too much for this little guy to handle. Besides, they don't have much of a main deflector dish either. But I did try counterbalancing the vertices off the magnetron inhibitor. Bubble up a little bit back here on this one. Maybe I can sneak a little bit of water under there. That might be a little bit better. Bumped you guys again. Come on, do something. Fire phasers. Alright, we're gonna go after 6 here, which goes right in there. Where does 6 kind of form off at? I can see where it peels off in the reflection there. Oh, excuse me a moment. Check something on my phone here. water on there and coming through both those layers. I pushed a little too hard, it seemed. So I need to get this guy out quickly, I think. Just have to press a little bit harder when cutting it out. Oh my god, kid, shut up. There we go. Sit out. The water on a brush. Moisten our surface a little bit. And then this. How this one gets applied. You know, it might also help that, you know, again, applying it kind of like that, letting it just slide onto the surface like it should. Oh man, just a lot of shadows getting in the way. That over a little bit. There we go. And let's get the napkin here. Kind of just pat, 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 pat. It's okay, just like with Earth, the NX-01 is our learning spaceship. The lessons we learn making this one will be improved upon on the next one, on the Constitution class. And then those improvements will be improved upon when we refit the Constitution class. I'll be honest, I can't wait till we get to the Enterprise. That's probably my favorite Enterprise. I really like the way the Constitution refit looks. And the Excelsior refit too, that looks pretty snazzy too. But I'm definitely a Constitution refit guy. Alright. Just let me blow that off, let things dry up a little bit. Things floating in my water. Interesting. Tiny spectacle things. Here is our decal sheet. Yeah. And I think it might be because, like, that was a Star Trek I grew up with, was the movie, or the movies. Like, my dad had all the movies on VHS. And probably did watch Star Trek VI the most out of all of them. Although a few years ago, and when I say few, this is over 8 years ago at this point, because I was still at home with my parents. I had bought my dad probably, I'm getting close to that decal. Maybe the Blu-ray versions, maybe the DVD versions of the original movies. And I think it was just me and him, and I know my mom wasn't there. And my sister wasn't around. I don't think my brother was visiting from out of town, so just me and my dad. And I was like, hey, you know, why don't we watch, you know, Star Trek movies? Or at least, you know, go back and at least start at like the motion picture. Yes, this is the NX Enterprise. But yeah, we watched the motion picture and oh my god. It was, I mean, that movie is just a slow movie. You know, it's like an original series episode stretched out to feature length, which didn't need to be. And just like the initial panning shot of the Enterprise, where it's a shot of the Enterprise, and it cuts to Kirk. And it goes to the Enterprise, and it cuts to Kirk. And look, it's the Enterprise again, and then it cuts to Kirk. You know, it feels like it does that for like 15 minutes, where it's just a shot of the Enterprise, and then a shot of Kirk, and then Enterprise, and then Shatner. Yeah, it is a slow motion picture, yes. Oh wow, that's a Holden decal actually. But one thing that really got us laughing in that movie is when V'ger is scanning the bridge of the Enterprise, and the effect they're using. Okay, let me get this thing kind of tapped and wrapped into place. Because I kind of need to do like a visual aid of what this effect is. Oh, this one ain't gonna sit that well. Let's put this a little bit. Yeah, that's not wrapping around this mount like it should be. Okay. Okay. So that replaces V'ger with Norman. Is there a difference? With Nomad, there's a difference. Okay. But anyway, when they're scanning the Enterprise, like, you've got, you know, your camera view here, and as it's going, I mean, can you really see these in the light? Not really. So, I'll just use the instructions because I know you guys can see all these lines. But anyway, it's like, okay, here's the bridge. You know, the bridge stays right here. You know, and the camera just pans along like this. But the effect, it looked like it was folding the screen. Okay, that's not working out that well. Let's go back to this one. But it looked like it folded the effect to where, as it was scanning through, you couldn't see obviously what's in the bend here, but you could see what is on either side. And as we're watching this, as this, you know, beam is going through the bridge, the camera angle I happened to be at is the scan had come through, and there was just suddenly a guy standing there. So when we were watching, caught us out of the corner of our eyes. Like, wait, did that guy just appear out of there? We kind of rewatched, watched that, rewound the scene, went back and watched it, tried to understand where that guy came from until we realized, that's kind of how it was going. Like, things were bending into the beam and then, curving right out of it, backing out of it. It was really weird. It was just a really odd scene that kind of had us laughing over the effects of the time. But that was fun. Well, like I said, as far as the Star Trek I grew up with was mostly the original series movies. I didn't pay much attention to Next Generation like my brother and my dad did. Just like watching on TV or something like that. Just because, me as a dumb kid, a lot of my... we had cable and watched a lot of stuff, but just a lot of the movies and things like that I saw were just, on video that I could just watch, whenever I wanted kind of thing. And like I said, Star Trek VI was like the big Star Trek movie I would stick around and watch. Probably mostly because that one probably had the most spaceship in it. Especially that fight at the end. I know Wrath of Khan had a lot of spaceship in it, but to my little brain, I think the Undiscovered Country story was easier for me to follow, which was easier for me to watch. So I think that's probably another reason why I like the Undiscovered Country, is just it seemed a lot easier to watch, whereas Wrath of Khan, as good as it is, not that easy to watch just because the story was pretty complex for a little person's mind like that. No quadrant for old Klingons? Yeah, kind of, probably, yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and get 7 out. It might also be because it's cold water, too. Let me go ahead and just warm this water back up. Also, Christopher Plummer hamming it up. Yeah, maybe. Right, anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this water reheated, so let's hit another commercial break here.
No wisecracks about the hat, and we'll be right back after these very important messages.
Meet 2XL. He's full of fun questions, answers, and jokes.
True or false? Taking a bath was once against the law in some states in America.
That's true.
True is right.
With 2XL and tons of program tapes, the fun never ends.
Electronic Sonic! It's Tiger's new Sonic the Hedgehog handheld game. Energize yourself with power sneakers. Use the supersonic spin attack to smash Dr. Robotnik's evil robots. Sonic the Hedgehog. Supersonic fun for kids on the run.
Grimace's room looks like a pig pen.
Does it, Ronald?
Well, it does need a little work. I'll help.
Oh, my!
We fixed it. Now it looks like a pig pen.
McDonald's proudly rolls out 8 exciting new wacky rollers featuring your favorite Tiny Toon Adventure stars and showcased by our lovely spokesmodels.
This has gone too far.
One vehicle with each Tiny Toon Adventures Happy Meal you buy.
Nobody challenges the king of the schoolyard. Nobody but Mikey.
Okay, King, you and me, one-on-one.
It's Super Slam Basket. High-speed reload and realistic sounds.
I'll pour in from the paint. I'll pop from the cherry stripe. I'll airmail him in three-point range.
The scoreboard tells the tale.
Nothing but net.
Super Slam Basket. And Full Court Slam Basket from Catico.
Welcome to the factory where they make Cocoa Puffs. I bet you all go cuckoo for this chocolatey tasting stuff.
You're on, Sonny.
We'll start here, where each puff is packed with its great chocolatey taste. A taste that makes Cocoa Puffs a delicious part of this complete breakfast. A taste so chocolatey, kids can't help going cuckoo.
Now on the back of marked boxes of Cocoa Puffs, one free fold-out factory. Load it up and let the good times roll.
Inspired by J.M. Barrie's novel, Peter and Wendy.
Out with your cutlasses!
It's Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates.
Catch me if you can!
I'll seize Peter Pan and make him walk the plank.
So come join the adventure of a lifetime.
Arm yourself and prepare to do battle
with the hero of all time.
There's no danger I can't handle.
It's Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. Weekdays on Fox.
I don't want to hear one wisecrack about the hat. Now, back to our program.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if that warm water makes a difference. Put up that brush. Wet that surface a little bit. And like that. Kind of sit pretty well. And no big bubbles or anything like that. Not bad. Not bad. Move that over here. I don't think I ever watched that Peter Pan. I think I ever watched that one. I remember seeing commercials for Conan the Adventurer. Don't know what channel that was on. It might have been, I might have seen commercials for it when it was going through USA reruns. I can't remember. I remember seeing commercials for Pirates of Darkwater. Never really watched that one myself. But I hear a lot of people have good memories about that one. Well, yeah, I remember watching Legend of Zelda cartoon. I remember watching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I've got the Mario Brothers 3 cartoon, and then there was also a Super Mario World cartoon. I remember watching all three of those. I also remember watching Captain N, the Game Master. I remember those shows. Water stop. Oh wow, that right into place. Pretty much. I also remember watching, not the original run of Transformers, but the reruns of Transformers when they were on. With the Cybernet Space Cube. It was basically just a different transition than the original cartoon. Instead of the symbol flipping, this early 3D model of the symbols would come up with whatever symbol, then rotate around to the next scene. It was Mario Monday through Friday. I think it was every other Friday was Zelda for a while. And then I know Captain N was its own thing. I can't remember. Like I said, Zelda was Fridays, but I can't remember if it was an every other Friday thing, though. That's the thing. Because it might have been an hour of Mario on one Friday, then next Friday was like the Zelda cartoon. Not that bad, yeah, it's coming up pretty good. Alright, next we might try tackling these sides and get the top of the saucer done. Man, there are a lot of decals on the NX and the Excelsior. Holy Moses, look at all those on the Excelsior. I mean, you guys can't see this. Look at all those on the Excelsior. Oh my goodness. That's like a lot compared to the NX, whereas the Constitution refit and the Constitution, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of those. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so... yeah, because I was trying to get these strips done. Alright. Got 35 and 34. Which one's where? Alright, 35 is this left side. Port side. If you guys want to know a trick to remembering your port and starboard, two things at least you can remember about it. Port is the red side, starboard is the green side. So, like you could, like with boats, you pass on the left because that's where you see the green. Don't pass on the right. Don't pass on the right. Pass on the left. No, hang on. Don't pass on the left, pass on the right for boats, because you follow, red on that side, green on the other. And port and starboard, left and right. Port is the shorter word, starboard's the longer word. Left is the shorter word, starboard is the longer word. Same thing with red and green. Red is shorter, green is longer. That's how you can remember where port and starboard are. So that was a little trick I learned. So yeah, when you and a boat are coming at each other, you've got your red over here and your green over here, so you two want to pass like that, with the greens matching each other. If you're relatively close. Obviously, if like you're wide apart, boats coming at each other, it doesn't really matter. But if you're close, if you're coming like head on, then you're going to want to divert that way. Yeah, red, right returning, yeah. 35, that one's this one here. And also my grandma had a pair of socks that said port and starboard on it. They went on her left and right feet. That was also another, way of helping me remember port and starboard were socks that my grandma had. quick, actually. This one's not going to be easy as I thought. Oh, don't shoot a biscuit. That's something my other grandma liked to say, well, shoot a biscuit. Man, how is this one supposed to go on? Because, like, there is no curve for it to really follow unless... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's just get that re-wetted. Circle. This is supposed to go on the edge of the ship like this. Okay, yeah, it looks like it does go on the edge of the ship actually, like this. That goes on the front of the saucer here. Okay, yeah, that goes on just like that actually, looks like. Knock that out of place. Uh-oh. This edge and try and get that back on. Come on. I don't think we can play with that one too much without upsetting it. Cause yeah, it's on that kind of seam there, so. Well, we got a few decals on, a few more decals on today. We got most of the saucer finished. Uh-oh. This one might not make it, folks. Alright. Well, I'm probably gonna call this stream here and just let these decals dry out and do their thing. They seem to be getting really testy right now. So, yeah. Go ahead and set that door. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call that. Whoop, knocked you guys around again. Call that there for the night. We're pretty much coming up on time anyway. As always, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be finishing off Suikoden 2 for System Saturdays. And then I think I know what I might be playing afterwards. So, until I catch you guys then, have yourself a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take it easy.